Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby call to order this meeting of the Sedalia City Council on this 20th day of April, the final meeting of the 2025-2026 legislative session. The meeting is now called to order. The first item on our agenda is the legislative prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilwoman Bogus, you have the floor to lead us in prayer.
Thank you. I ask all that can, would you please stand as we all have our prayer? Lord, grant our community leaders wisdom, discernment, and integrity in all of our decisions. May we lead with humility and a heart of service. May we work together for the benefit of all people. We ask for protection over our leaders and emergency responders for their health, their family, and their safety as they do their jobs here in our community. This I do pray in the name of our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Robinson.
Yes.
Ames.
Here.
Scribner.
Here.
Bogus.
Here.
Hiller is absent. Cross.
Yes.
Foster.
Here.
Franklin.
Here.
The next item on our agenda is a public hearing regarding the designation of the Sedalia Public Library as a historic landmark. For that, we'll call forward John Simmons to lead us into this public hearing.
Thank you, Mayor. Hello, Council. How are you tonight? So back on March 10th, the Sedalia Historic Preservation Commission had an application, and it was an application by the city to designate the Carnegie Library as their next landmark. As you'll recall, we've designated the site for the Ozark Music Festival, Jenny Jane's Stadium, and one other, can't remember it right now. I'll remember in a second. So at the March 10th meeting, they made a recommendation to the Planning and Zoning Commission to take up the issue for the code book. They reviewed it and forwarded it to you with a recommendation to approve the commercial or the historic landmark. In that process, we have to explain why this rises to that level of designation. And just briefly, we had to explain the significance of the site. It's significant as it's a result of a generous gift by industrialist and philanthropist Andrew Carnegie to the citizens of Sedalia in 1899. This was the first in Missouri and was opened in 1901. With the words "free to all" above its door, terracotta and Carthage stone building features Italian marble floors, fireplaces, and beautiful oak woodwork. In 1980, the Sedalia Public Library was added to the National Register of Historic Places. The library has served to educate and entertain many generations of Sedalians, excuse me, by offering a variety of modern library services. It is not just an integral part of Sedalia's past, but the library is also an important part of Sedalia's future. The landmark is recommended on the basis of the integrity of its location, the architecture, and its significance to the history of Sedalia. I can give you an architectural description, but it gets kind of architectural. So just know that it's a two-story cruciform Greek Revival style. In this process, we also have to tie it back to the preservation goals, which are tied back to the master plan goals of the city of Sedalia. This answers goal number 7, and that states that the Sedalia Historic Preservation Commission is to develop incentive programs to encourage preservation landmarks, historic districts, and neighborhoods, and to invite public input to designate landmark nominees and promote the program. This designation follows a pathway that was set out through a Facebook process by Jolie Melty back when she worked here. And it identified the top landmarks that the public wanted to see landmarked in Sedalia and designated as landmarks. This was the next one on the list, and there's probably 6 more that we'll click through over the coming years. So leave you with that.
All right.
Have any questions?
Any questions, Council? All right. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
With that, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Clerk Myers, if you could call forward anyone who's signed up to speak regarding this matter?
I didn't have anyone, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. With that, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Next item on our agenda is approval of the previous session meeting minutes. These are the meeting minutes from the council meeting dated April 6, 2026. Do I have a motion and second?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Any council discussion regarding those meeting minutes? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Now we have a report of our special boards, commissions, and committees. This is the acceptance of the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting minutes dated March 11th, 2026. Do I have a motion and second?
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion and second. Do I have any council discussion regarding those meeting minutes? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Now we have a roll call of standing committees. Up first is Finance Administration. Chairwoman Bogus, you have the floor.
Thank you. Tonight we have one item from Finance and Administration, and that's a presentation of our revenue collection trends by Ms. Jessica.
I'm going to have to apologize that we didn't get the slide into this presentation.
So we're looking at the first month in the fiscal year of revenue for February sales at the stores. And unfortunately, sales tax was down significantly. Sales tax was down around $60,000. That could be made up in the next month with a store reporting. It looks like there was a store that didn't report, so that revenue can be made up in the next month. Use tax was down over $100,000, and it looks like we could make up about $20,000 of that with stores that hadn't reported last month that could report in future months. But unfortunately, it looks like there was quite a big chunk that may not be made up in future months. And then the marijuana tax was a little bit over $10,000 higher. So in net, we're down this first fiscal year of around $151,000 of the same period last year. And we had budgeted an increase of 3%. So we have a budget variance the first month of this fiscal year of almost $200,000.
Does council have any questions for Jessica? No? Thank you, Jessica. That concludes Finance Administration. Thank you, Chairwoman Bogus. Up next, we have Public Works. Chairwoman Franklin, you have the floor.
With 4 items this evening. The first one, the city staff has solicited bids for the lease of hay ground at cemetery properties and received recommendation from staff and the Calvary Cemetery Association following the bid opening. Based on prior experience, Les Therfelder is recommended as lessee due to proven track record, timely hay removal, property care, and coordination to avoid conflicts with cemetery operations.
All right, call for the reading of Bill number 2026-50.
Bill number 2026-50, an ordinance authorizing lease agreements for hay production at Crown Hill and Calvary cemeteries.
Second reading.
Second?
I have a motion and second for the second reading of Bill number 2026-50. Do I have any council discussion regarding the bill that's on the floor? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
Bill number 2026-50, an ordinance authorizing lease agreements for hay production at Crown Hill and Calvary cemeteries.
Second?
I have a motion and second for the final passage of Bill number 2026-50. Do I have any council discussion? Having heard none, roll call, please.
Hiller is absent. Cross,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
Franklin,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Ames,
Yes.
Scribner,
Yes.
Bogus.
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent.
Motion passes.
Next, the city solicited bids for solid waste disposal services and received 2 responses through the formal bidding process from GFL Environmental and Show Me Landfill. While GFL submitted the lower bid at $31 per ton compared to Show Me Landfill at $33 per ton, staff and Public Works Council Committee evaluated additional factors including hauling distance, fuel cost, operation efficiency, and landfill conditions. Operational concerns at GFL facility, including rough haul roads, inefficient turnaround times, and dumping conditions were identified as ongoing issues. Staff conducted a 1-week test hauling to Show Me Landfill and found improved conditions, more efficient operation, and greater reliability despite an increase in fuel usage during the test period. After considering total cost, equipment wear, operational efficiency, and long-term service reliability, the Public Works Council Committee recommends awarding the solid waste disposal contract to Show Me Landfill as the best overall value for the city's sanitation operation.
All right, call for the reading of Bill number 2026-51.
Bill number 2026-51, an ordinance approving and accepting agreement for solid waste disposal services for the city of Sedalia.
Second reading?
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and second for the second reading of bill number 2026-51. Do I have any council discussion regarding that bill?
So what I understand, they have made major improvements out there at the landfill. That's why we have taken it rather than go to Warrensburg. That they have made major improvements with. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry.
Any other council discussion? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
Bill number 2026-51, an ordinance approving and accepting agreement for solid waste disposal services for the city of Sedalia.
Final passage?
Second.
I have a motion and second for the final passage of bill number 2026-51. Do I have any council discussion regarding that bill? Having heard none, roll call, please.
Cross,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
Franklin,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Ames,
Yes.
Scribner,
Yes.
Bogus,
Yes.
and Hiller is absent. 7 yes, 1 absent.
Motion passes.
Next, the city staff is requesting authorization to submit an application for Safe Streets and Roads for All, SS4A grant, a competitive federal funding opportunity focused on improving roadway safety for all users. The proposed project would focus studying and design concepts for Winchester Corridor from 10th Street to Broadway, which was identified as a priority through the Safe Streets for All public engagement process based on community input regarding safety concerns. Approval of this item allows the staff to apply for funding only, and should the city be awarded the grant, council would be involved in future decisions regarding funding commitments and implementation.
All right, call for the reading of Resolution 2163.
Resolution 2163, a resolution authorizing the submission of a Safe Streets and Roads for All grant application.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Second.
I have a motion to approve and a second for Resolution 2163. Do I have any council discussion or questions regarding that resolution? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
And the final item this evening, the city is requesting approval of change orders number 5 and number 6 for the Washington Avenue Bridge Repair Project with Double Arch Construction LLC. Change order number 5 reflects the request to extend the project completion date to June 27th, 2026 to account for delays related to permitting weather, material availability, and field conditions, while change order number 6 includes $26,399.40 for necessary column replacements identified during construction. The column replacement work addresses unforeseen deterioration discovered in the field and was developed collaboratively between contractor, HDR, and city staff to ensure the repairs meet structural requirements and project specification. During the Public Works Council Committee meeting, the contractor also noted that additional corrosion may be uncovered as sandblasting is completed, and if identified, those areas will be properly repaired prior to final coating. Throughout the project, the contractor has taken the city's expectations seriously and prioritized quality workmanship and completing repairs correctly, rather than accelerating work under conditions that could compromise long-term performance. Approval of these change orders supports the continued focus on durability, safety, and doing the work right the first time for the Washington Avenue Bridge improvements.
All right, call for the reading of bill number 2026-52.
Bill number 2026-52, an ordinance approving and accepting change order numbers 5 and 6 for Washington Avenue Bridge repairs.
Second reading?
I have a motion and second for the second reading of bill number 2026-52. Do I have any council discussion regarding that bill?
Yes, with bill number 2026-52. I would like to know, when is the usable date of being able to use the bridge? I know that at one point we said that they would do so much work to the point to where we would be able to cross the bridge, but still continue other work as well, so that the job is completely finished. The other question that I have is, it's easy for us to read all of this off. However, I would like to see up on the city website pictures of exactly what it is that they're doing, so that the community can see this is what they're talking about. This is what has to be fixed.
At the Public Works Committee meeting here, they did bring in pictures showing once they remove a plate, all the corrosion that was behind that plate. If anybody can, you can go to our website from that public committee meeting and see all the pictures. The gentleman that was speaking, he explained it very carefully, pointed out everything. I know it's a delay that nobody wants, but they are making it the safest way they can. That was a very informative meeting, so you can go back and look at it, but Matthew, you might have more information.
Yeah, we can get those posted on the website and work through that. So on the change order and the date, he is expecting to have the metal work done if the parts arrive in the second week in May. And potentially it could be open at that point. But as he stated during that meeting, he's concerned about the sandblasting and finding more corrosion. So he is trying to get the sandblaster here ahead of schedule, start blasting it, because we don't want to open it, then turn around and find more corrosion that has to be repaired and then closed again. So we will, as soon as it's done sandblasting and we know that it is safe, we will get it open then. So potentially it could be in that maybe third week of May, but I don't want to say for certain without that sandblasting done. But we will, yes, it'll still be in the same theory that we can paint it while it's open. So we'll get it open as soon as that blasting is done and we make sure everything, that the corrosion is not structural, and then it'll be inspected by MoDOT and our engineer to make sure that it's safe, and then it will be open.
Thank you.
Any other council discussion? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
Bill number 2026-52, an ordinance approving and accepting change order numbers 5 and 6 for Washington Avenue Bridge repairs.
Final passage? Second.
We have a motion and second for the final passage of 2026-52. Do I have any council discussion regarding that? Having heard none, roll call, please.
Foster,
Yes.
Franklin,
Yes.
Robinson. Yes. Ames,
Yes.
Scribner. Yes. Bogus,
Yes.
Hiller is absent, and Cross.
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent.
Motion passed. And thank you, Chairwoman Franklin. Up next, we have Community Development. Chairwoman Foster, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. We have two items tonight. First of which is following the required public hearing, council will now consider designation of the Sedalia Public Library, Carnegie Library, as a local historic landmark. The nomination has been reviewed by both the Sedalia Historic Preservation Commission and the Planning and Zoning Commission, with both bodies recommending approval based on the building's historical significance, architectural integrity, and long-standing role in the community. The library, constructed in 1901 as Missouri's first Carnegie Library, remains largely intact with significant original architectural features preserved and has been listed on the National Register of Historic Places since 1980. Designation as a local landmark would formally recognize its importance to Sedalia's history while providing a framework to preserve its character for future generations.
All right, call for the reading of Resolution 2164.
Resolution 2164, a resolution nominating the site of the Sedalia Public Library, Carnegie Library as a historic landmark.
Second reading.
Second.
I have a motion and second for the second reading of Resolution 2164. Do I have any council discussion regarding that? Oh, we're doing the approval on that.
Oh, motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion to approve and a second. Do I have any council discussion regarding Resolution 2164?
Will this also open it up to where they would be able to apply for grants to do any upkeep or maintenance on the building or? itself?
Help with that.
Is John here?
Yeah, there it is.
I'll go ahead and direct that to John Simmons. The point of information was asked, will this open up the historic designation, open this up to where they have access to any additional grant funding for the
No,
library?
This is a local designation only. It's through our own Preservation Commission. It's already on the National Register of Historic Places, so any grant funding would be through that nomination. And so it's already eligible, but the local designation is just our local landmark designation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Anyone else? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
All right, the next item we have tonight are Paul Broun grant agreements for 219 South Ohio, 308 West Main, and 322 South. The Paul Brun Historic Revitalization Grant is a federally funded program administered through the National Park Service that provides financial assistance for the preservation and rehabilitation of historic properties. The city of Sedalia serves as a local administrator of these funds, working with property owners and Sedalia Historic Preservation Commission to identify and prioritize eligible projects. These grants require a private match from the property owner and utilize city staff time for program administration. The first application for approval of a subrecipient agreement is the property located at 219 South Ohio Avenue as a part of the Paul Brun Grant Historic Revitalization Grant Program. This program includes roof repair and replacement with a total project cost of $74,900, of which $57,673 is funded through the grant and $17,227 is provided by the property owner. The project was reviewed and recommended by the Historic Preservation Society Commission, and upon approval will be submitted to the National Park Service for final technical review prior to authorization to proceed. The second application of the subrecipient agreement is the property located at 308 West Main Street as part of the Paul Brun Historic Revitalization Grant Program. This project includes roof replacement, second floor window replacement, storefront improvements, and masonry tuck pointing with a total project cost of $83,545, of which $66,958 is funded through the grant and $16,587 is provided by the property owner. The project was reviewed and recommended by the Historic Preservation Commission, and upon approval would be submitted to the National Park Service for final technical review prior to authorization to proceed. And the third application for approval of the subrecipient agreement is the property located at 322 South Ohio, the Trust Building, as part of the Paul Brun Grant Historic Preservation Program. This request replaces a previously approved agreement for stonework repairs, as the property owner has requested the grant be redirected toward roof replacement due to the roof reaching the end of its useful life. The total project cost is $96,000, of which $73,920 is funded through the grant and $22,080 is provided by the property owner. With no direct city funding required beyond staff administration, the project was reviewed and recommended by the Historic Preservation Commission, and upon approval will be submitted to the National Park Service for final technical review prior to authorization to proceed.
We have three bills in relation to this matter. The first one is in reference to the subrecipient grant agreement at 219 South Ohio, and that's bill number 2026-53. We'll call for the reading of that bill.
Bill number 2026-53, an ordinance authorizing a Paul Brun Grant subrecipient grant agreement for structural repairs at 219 South Ohio.
Second reading.
Second.
I have a motion and second for the second reading of bill number 2026-53. Do I have any council discussion regarding that bill? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
Bill number 2026-53, an ordinance authorizing a Paul Brun Grant subrecipient grant agreement for structural repairs at 219 South Ohio.
Final passage.
Second.
I have a motion and second for the final passage of bill number 2026-53. Do I have any council discussion regarding that bill? Having heard none, roll call, please.
Franklin,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Ames,
Yes.
Scribner. Yes. Bogus,
Yes.
Hiller is absent, Cross,
Yes.
Foster.
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent.
We'll now call for the reading of bill number 2026-54, and this is in reference to the sub-grant agreement for 308 West Main.
Bill number 2026-54, an ordinance authorizing a Paul Brun Grant subrecipient grant agreement for structural repairs at 308 West Main Street.
Second reading.
Second.
I have a motion and second for the second reading of bill number 2026-54. Do I have any council discussion regarding that bill? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
Bill number 2026-54, an ordinance authorizing a Paul Brun Grant subrecipient grant agreement for structural repairs at 308 West Main Street.
Final passage.
Second.
I have a motion and second for the final passage of bill number 2026-54. Do I have any council discussion regarding that bill? Having heard none, roll call, please.
Robinson.
Yes.
Ames,
Yes.
Scribner. Yes. Bogus,
Yes.
Hiller is absent, Cross,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
Franklin.
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent.
We'll now call for the reading of bill number 2026-55, and this is in reference to the sub-grant agreement for 322 South Ohio.
Bill number 2026-55, an ordinance authorizing a Paul Brun Grant subrecipient grant agreement for structural repairs at 322 South Ohio Trust Building.
Second reading.
Second.
I have a motion and second for the second reading of Bill number 2026-55. Have any council discussion regarding that? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
Bill number 2026-55, an ordinance authorizing a Paul Brun Grant subrecipient grant agreement for structural repairs at 322 South Ohio Trust Building.
Final passage.
Second.
I have a motion and second for the final passage of Bill number 2026-55. Do I have any council discussion? Having heard none, roll call, please.
Ames,
Yes.
Scribner,
Yes.
Bogus,
Yes.
Hiller is absent, Cross,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
Franklin,
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
7 yes, 1 absent.
Motion passes. And thank you, Chairwoman Foster. Up next, we have the acceptance of resignations. Go ahead and call for the reading of the resignations.
We have 3 resignations tonight. Adam Porter from the Park Board, effective immediately. Cassie Brown from the Bothwell Regional Health Center Board, effective immediately. And Tolbert Rowe from Planning and Zoning Commission, effective immediately.
Motion to approve and block?
Second.
I have a motion to approve in block in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Now the liquor licenses, call for the reading of the one renewal that we have.
We have 1 renewal tonight. Kathy Getz doing business as Break Time number 3083 at 808 East Broadway for packaged liquor.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion to approve in a second. Do I have any council discussion regarding that renewal? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Members of the council, as we come to the close of this meeting, we also come to the conclusion of the 2025-2026 legislative session of the city of Sedalia. I want to take a moment to thank each of you for your time, your service, and your commitment to our community. Public service is not always easy, but it is always important. The work done in this chamber matters, and it has been an honor to serve alongside you. To our city staff, department heads, thank you for your dedication and continued belief in this community. With that, and there being no further business to come before this body, this meeting is now adjourned. Sine die.
On behalf of the city, I'd like to call forward Mayor Andrew Dawson. It's always a privilege to present these. So we have been honored to have you as our esteemed mayor for 4 years. Our community will continue to prosper due to the accomplishments you have achieved. We'll be forever grateful and wish you good fortune in all your future endeavors. Thank you for your. Councilwoman Rhiannon Foster. Again, it's a privilege to present this to you in honor of your service to the city of Sedalia as council member for the 4th Ward. Your dedication to serving the city and those you represented in the 4th Ward has been exemplary. Thank you for all your accomplishments. Congratulations.
Okay, I will now be swearing in all the newly elected officials. I will be calling each individual up one at a time. And if you have any family members that you would like to bring up with you, please do so while you're getting sworn in. Okay, the first I have is Jack Robinson. faithfully demean myself in office. Next, I have Cheryl Ames. Tina Bogus.
I, Tina Boggs, do solemnly swear or affirm
Occasions
that I possess all of the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office
for the office of Second Ward City Council Person of the city of Sedalia, Missouri, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Missouri, the provision of all laws of the state affecting citizens of the third class and the ordinances of the city, and faithfully demean myself in office.
by law for the city in the United States. States. And the state of Missouri. Third. Provisions of all laws of this state. Of all laws of this state. Affecting cities of the third class. Affecting cities of the third class. And the ordinances of the city. And ordinance of the city. Faithfully demean myself in office. Faithfully demean myself in office. Knowledge. Oh. Spencer Redford. Raise your right hand. I am your name.
I, Thomas Winston,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
swear or affirm
that I possess all the qualifications
I possess all the qualifications
prescribed by law
of law
for the office of
for the office of
the city of Sedalia, Missouri,
the city of Sedalia, Missouri.
that I will support the Constitution of the
I will
United States
support the Constitution
and of the state of Missouri,
of Missouri,
the provisions of all laws of this state
provisions of all the laws of this state,
affecting cities of the third class
affecting cities of the third class,
and the ordinances of the city,
or
and faithfully demean myself.
faithfully do self and office.
And Travis Williams. I got it on. Oh. What's this? Oh. It's a family affair. All of you. Come on, come on. I got a niece and her kitties. Come on. Oh, that's it. That's it. I, Travis Williams, do solemnly swear and affirm that I possess all the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of mayor of the city of Sedalia, Missouri. That I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Missouri. The provisions of all laws of this state affecting cities of the third class and the ordinance of the city. Faithfully demean myself in office.
Poor buddy.
Well, before we start this portion of the meeting, I want to return the favor because I have a good friend in this audience who's recently been elected mayor for Cocamp. So her husband and herself, Nicole and Brad Garrett, I want to appreciate all you've done for me, our friendship, I cherish. And moving forward, I look forward to assisting and helping whatever way we can or I can. So I greatly appreciate your attention. And I have some other people, there's so many. But we'll call to order this meeting. So today it's just committees, assignments, council committee assignments.
We have to do roll call. Roll call. Robinson? Yes. Ames?
Yes.
Scribner?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Covington?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Redford?
Yes.
Franklin?
Yes.
Okay.
So the first order will be Mayor Pro Tem.
That have a code of conduct, sir.
Oh, code of conduct. We want to recognize the code of conduct. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll be passing out the code of conduct for you all to sign.
Thank you.
Dated.
So the first order would be announcing the Mayor Pro Tem. So
I nominate Tina Vargas as our next mayor pro tem.
I second that now.
we got a motion and a second. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah, are there any other nominations for anything, any other person before I call roll for Ms. Bogus? Okay, so I need to call roll for
Roll
that? Okay, Robinson? Yes. Ames?
Yes.
Scribner?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Covington?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Redford?
Yes.
Franklin?
Yes.
All in favor? So
Aye.
Aye.
As far as nominations, I want to nominate Jack Robinson for Public Safety Chairperson. Cheryl Ames for Community Development. And Chairperson, Finance, Administrative Vice President and Chairperson. That's fine. Tina Box, Community Development, Member of Finance, Administrative Chairperson, Public Safety Vice Chairperson, Lee Scribner, Finance, Administration Member, Planning and Zoning Commissioner, and Chairperson. Bob Cross, Community Development, Public Works Member. Michelle Franklin, Public Works Chairperson. I couldn't contact you, so I didn't know of any other assignments you would want, so. David Covington, Public Works Vice Chairperson and member. Spencer Redford, Community Development Vice Chairperson. We got through all of our committee assignments.
Yep, and we still need to do the election for the council member for planning and zoning.
Yes. So my nomination was Lee. I guess we're gonna have to take it to a vote. So
I'd
do I
like,
have a second and a motion? For nomination for Lee Scribner,
I'll second it.
or a motion and second?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
I'd also like to nominate Jack Robinson for Planning and Zoning Commission, just to be on it.
Absolutely. I was told that I can only nominate one, so now that I know that we can have a chairperson, I would love for that to happen.
Mr. Mayor, now that we have two nominations, we'll take votes on those two.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I did not catch who motioned and second for Mr. Robinson.
Yes,
I made the motion.
Okay.
and we had a second.
Do we have a second for Mr. Hill? And then, and just to verify on Mr. Scribner, on the motion and second for who motioned and second for Mr. Scribner.
Yeah, we had a motion and a second.
I seconded.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So for Scribner, Robinson. I'm taking a roll call vote for Lee Scribner to serve on P and Z.
Can I say that I don't want that position? Is that
You
an
can't,
option?
you can't.
Okay, okay.
Information to know.
Good information, okay?
Okay. And would I
Okay.
like to nominate Jack Robinson?
Do I have a second on
Go.
motion? Or motion and second?
Second. Okay, so on roll call for Jack Robinson to serve on P and Z, Robinson. Ames,
Yes.
Scribner,
Yes.
Bogus,
Yes.
Covington,
Yes.
Cross,
Yes.
Redford,
Yes.
Franklin.
Yes.
All in favor of that?
All in favor?
Good there.
Any opposed? I'd like to make a motion to briefly leave time for public input or public opinion, if that's, or public comment, if that's possible. So I want to put it to can I get a motion in a second for a brief public statement due to the gravity of the situation right now?
Are you saying a public statement from whomever?
Not statement, yes, I want public opinion, like, we're gonna do a, public forum.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't understand what you said. Okay.
Mhm.
I release.
Do I have a motion and a second?
A motion.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, we'll leave this portion up for any public comment, for anybody who has anything to say. We're gonna limit it to 3 minutes per comment. So if anybody would like to speak on anything today, it's open.
Debbie Covington, PO Box 965, Food Sedalia. I request the city council and our new mayor to talk in the weeks to come about repealing the anti-free speech ordinance 12255, and bringing back free speech to Sedalia in the city of Sedalia. Thank you.
Any other comments?
Question, can I have,
Yes.
what part of that don't you like? I mean, be specific about, is there's more than one section?
I don't like the fact that you can't talk about grievances or things you have with city council members, the mayor,
So
things like, it violates the First Amendment.
the agenda part, you don't like being restricted to the agenda, whatever's on the agenda.
There hasn't been restrictions to free speech in the good and welfare ever until about 2 years ago. You should be able to bring signs in here if you want to bring in signs. You should be able to criticize your public officials. And this is anyone, including my husband who's sitting up there.
Yeah.
If people don't like what's going on, or they should be able to come up here and address that. And yeah. And there's all sorts of things in that ordinance that violates the First Amendment. Signs, when you can take photos, where you can take photos. You have to be out here in the foyer where it's a free speech zone. We're in America. This is a free speech zone. And we should be able to speak our minds, whether you guys like it or not. And so the ordinance in itself completely needs to be repealed. We need to go back to 3 minutes for anybody who has the guts to get up here and explain whether it be a criticism or a compliment.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I believe we're going to have to structure it as far as it pertains to the municipality. We're not going to make personal attacks on people's characters. Okay, so we're going to have some restrictions to that. And, I've made multiple phone calls. We can't be insulting, disrespectful of this chamber. We had discussions on the phone that we all want that, but we have to be respectable. If we're in this chamber, if we're going to if we're going to call a person's name, let's not be derogatory in how we make those statements. We'll just state a fact about this is what you've experienced, and we'll restrict it to that, but no insulting, no disrespecting this chamber. And I think it's a reasonable demand. I don't think anybody here has a problem with lifting that. And I think moving forward, we're just going to show that we're going to be more transparent, but we also have to respect. So keep it within the confines of what a municipality operates in. Streets, sidewalks. If you have an issue because somebody said something disrespectful to you, we will hone that in, but we are not going to call anyone names. We're not going to be disrespectful to people's character, but I think it's not an unreasonable request.
Barry Lobo, 821 South Arlington Avenue. I got a question that's on the agenda tonight. On the bridge. Extra cost. I never did find out, or never was brought up, but was Union Pacific Railroad was under that bridge? Or something was mentioned about their property, which is the railroad. Okay. Now, when the original bridge was built, Missouri Pacific, then the railroad, and MKT shared 50% of the cost of that bridge. Did anybody approach Union Pacific to provide money for that bridge?
I would
Does
ask,
anybody know that at all? Why not?
point of information, I would ask that our city administrator be able to answer that question for you to the best of his knowledge.
To the best of my knowledge, I was not city administrator when that first started, but from my understanding that unless we closed another grade crossing, that they were not interested in providing funding for it. And my understanding is they were approached and they would not provide any funding unless we closed another grade crossing. That's my understanding.
Help us with, unless we close another crossing. And we didn't think that we wanted to cross another,
So they
close
were-
another crossing.
They were, Black Mountain. And you let them get away with it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. My name is Israel Baeza. I am 1114 East 7th Street. I also serve as a county commissioner. I just want to take this time to really remind us, thank you all for stepping up. It's not easy to run for public office. It's not easy to serve your neighbors, but I do feel like there's better days ahead. And we started this morning with a very encouraging meeting between the state, the city, and the county. And I guess I'm just up here. The people spoke. It was a very contested election, but it's time to move on. It's time to work together. I think that that's the intention of every single one of you guys up here. So I just wanted to really extend, just the same way that I can come and speak to you guys. Please know that the door to our county commission is always open to you guys. One of the things that we discussed this morning was about having some quarterly meetings with you guys to make sure that we're all on the same page on issues that affect us all. So thank you again for stepping up to serve. I know that there's a lot of tough decisions ahead. There's a lot, the community is counting on you guys. I think that allowing public comment is a great step forward. I agree that we need to do it respectfully, but I also don't think that the people are asking for a lot. They want to be heard. As representatives, it is the job of ourselves to make sure that they are heard. But also as citizens, it is our job to make sure that we are representing our city accordingly. So again, I want to thank everybody that's here in this room, everybody that's here up front. This is truly what makes our city great, and look forward to working with you guys in the future. Thank you.
Mr. Basil? Mr. Basil?
Israel, you have a question?
If I may, just one question.
Absolutely.
I know that you had that meeting today, and
Yes.
is it possible in the later in the be able to?
Yes, and I do want to make it clear, there was a lot of you guys that reached out saying that you couldn't attend. Some didn't reach out, but that's beside the point. I think we want to make sure that we're accommodating to everybody's schedule. This one, we were trying to do it obviously before the swearing in because we were trying to avoid any sort of quorums that could be established. I think that wasn't avoided, or that was avoided by that meeting. But moving forward, as long as you guys post the agenda on your end, we'll post it on our end. And I think that these will be very productive meetings. But yeah, we definitely want to make sure everybody is on the same page, and also want to make sure the state is, because as we discussed this morning, there's a lot of issues that neither one of us can handle on our own, right? We all need each other. So we need to make sure we're communicating. Yeah, I hope that answered your question. Yep, thank you.
All right.
Any other questions while I'm up here? No? Thank you, guys.
All right.
I'm Harry Hoford, 1408 South Barrett. Man, it was a blowout. The voters, the people of Sedalia came out. All these people here that are in this meeting, they wanted to see this. The people that are still home wanted to see this. I just hope that the new and the previous still will work together. You know, we're in a big old hole and we need to dig out. I hope everybody wants to get involved and see how to push this forward. It's going to be tough. And I hope people don't think it's going to happen overnight. It's going to take time, but time's what you guys got. You know, we're here for you. Probably more than a lot of you think. It's as a business owner and with kids in school, you know, I was raised here, came back here. This is where we're going to stay. But to look up and see that the election system does work when people have had enough and they want to try something new. You know, that's the only thing we can do. I was in the military, so has a bunch of people have been in here in the military. That's why we joined the military, to have free speech. Nobody telling us which church to go to. Tell them that we knew that our concerns are going to be placed on you guys, and you guys are going to have to respond back. As Debbie said, being able to interact. I hope that comes back with the freedom of speech. People ain't going to like what you're going to say. You ain't going to like what they're going to say, but guess what? You're all put in this position along with these other people up here to help our community get back to where we trust one another. The trust factor to me has kind of been broken, and we need to see the transparency that I feel the voters deserve. And I think that you guys want to show. So, that's all I got to say. Please do your job.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If anybody in this room knows me, you know, your opinions matter to me. They always have. You know, I've been at this for a long time, serving this community, and it put me in this position right now. So if we can't find an answer on the political side, I'll work hard to find a solution. I will. I always have. You know, and I have never really relied on the city of Sedalia to accomplish anything I was able to accomplish. So with that being said, when you call me, you'll get a call back. And your opinions really do matter to me. And I would do everything in my power to help. And that's what put me in this position. Next question. Thank you.
Ma'am, I just need your name. I just need your name and address for the record.
Stephanie Mitchell, 1212 South Grand Avenue, Sedalia, Missouri.
Thank you.
I had a request last time, and it's regarding on a very busy street, busier now. So my request last term, is there a way you can put up no trucks? There's so many itty bitty kids running around, getting back and forth to the park, playing, you know, they dip out in the street, you know. So I requested the Pepsi-Cola trucks, the concrete trucks, ammonia trucks, all those things that burrow down through there, which is breaking the road. I also have requested that they complete an area where the water is so high from the beating down of those trucks. So there's something to be done to save the kids and to quit all of the flooding, because houses have to have pumps now. I don't feel all that's necessary. I think something could be done. Thank you.
We have any other questions?
Just need a motion and a second to adjourn, sir.
All right. We have a motion and a second.
I make
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.
I don't drink anything. It's ever.
Put that on the Yeah. It's a sign that we already do.
Thank you, Diane.
How are you? Yeah.
Your office is, keep going down the street. Your office is. What do you want? You have different times, so you can call me and let me know what time you're talking about.
Work for you? Yep. I'll wait for you then.
When you want to come out.
Thank you.
Or. Okay, you just want his number then so that you know. Okay. Yeah, everything, either one of them doesn't matter to me at all. But these are all different types of things.
You're welcome. So, my understanding